Hey, welcome. We're going to be taking a look at another new collection for July 2023. This is the Close Combat collection, which goes nicely with a lot of the other weapon or impact, or even some of the character movement collections that have been released before. So we're going to take a look at a demonstration using some of the kick sounds from this collection to match up to a character animation that I have here. So before we do that, we'll go ahead and get started and just take a look at the main project window and listen to a few of the sounds that are in here. The main types of sounds that are actually in this collection, we have kick, punch, and then slap sounds. There's also a head nut sound that's in here. The kick, punch, and slap sounds have three different variations. They have a soft, medium, and then hard variation. Just to give you a sense, let's see the different punch intensities. So here is punch soft, and then here's punch medium, and then here is the punch hard. Real quick, here's the head nut. How about the kick medium? We'll just do the mediums to give you like a sense. And using the mediums for these two. All right, so what do I say my overall sort of impression is of this collection? It's definitely versatile without having to add too much new material that we don't have in other collections. The small size of it is not really, that much of an issue. In fact, it would probably lend itself like super well to fitting in where maybe you could augment some of the other melee or weapon collections that are already out right now. I think the thing that I just kind of really appreciate that's done here is that the additional Foley tracks are there so that whatever type of material might go along with the character movement, you don't have to go and pull that from a different collection. It's just right there as a track layer that you can sort of mute or unmute. So very convenient. It's also lined up with the overall envelope. So super useful right off the bat. It's something you could easily mute or kind of blend in to however much you think you might need. So I really like that aspect of it. Opening up the sub-project for this, which we only have one here. So it's a kind of more condensed collection, but suits its purpose. So I think for my purposes, I'm either going to want the kick or the punch, probably the hard variation. So I'm going to listen to both of those and see kind of which one I like better. Let's go ahead and first start with the kick. All right, kind of like that. I'll do the punch as well. Both are, probably I can make either one work, but probably the kick for this one is going to be a little bit of a better fit. Looking at the kick layer by layer, layer one, dry layer. Let's hear what's going on here. Now let's see what's going on in the wet layer. Okay, it's kind of like a little bit of more of a gushy sort of thing. Not quite a gore layer necessarily, but we do have that in the next layer here. So more like blood, bone breaking, that sort of thing, be in this layer. And we can see we have a variety of different things here we could tweak if we wanted to. And we also have this weight layer here, which is some more lower frequency sort of thing. Of course, here, this is really going to be important, which is the swoosh layer. So some of that airy sort of movement is kind of following along with it. All right. So we have two other layers in here. We have a cinematic layer and then also a Foley layer, which has some cloth movement kind of matched up with each of these actions, whether it's a kick or a punch. I think most of these additional Foley is actually there with the punches, and I don't think I saw any with the kicks. So our cinematic layer has either an enforcer short or long track here, or a reverb short or long track. And then each of the other layers, like if I go up here to, let's see, in the gore layers, you can see there's sends from each of the other layers that go to the cinematic tracks contained within the parent track there. So do the enforcer first. There's with it on, off, and here's with the reverb. And then here's the whole thing together. So it kind of allows you to add a little bit more flavor if you're trying to make the particular kick or punch or whatever you stand out a little bit more from the rest. Maybe the end of a combo or something like that could make sense. Okay, so with the additional Foley track, there's some cloth movement that kind of follow the whoosh or the overall sort of envelope of whichever kick or punch or whatever it is. So different materials, here they all are together. Well, actually, let's go without at all first. And then here they all are together. And of course you could, mute each or whatever one you don't want. So here's leather. Let's do nylon. That should be a good contrast. So yeah, pretty cool. Like that that's in there. Definitely adds a little bit more versatility. And it has you avoid having to go to one of the cloth libraries to pull something out and match it up with that. All right, so now let's have a look at some of the implementation and how it's kind of able to use a few of these. So I have some animation notifies here in the Unreal Engine. So I ended up doing this like as a combo based system. So there's different notifies depending on which animation in the combo plays. So we can kind of take a look. Here's each of the events for those. I just want to really thank everyone once again for watching and taking the time to check out this new collection. We really appreciate it, of course. So I'd also like to mention we have another release for July, which is the World War II firearms. So definitely be sure to go check that out and the collection highlight video for that. There's some really awesome stuff in there. Make sure that you like and subscribe so you can see the new collections as they come out and you can get a nice in-depth overview of what's in them with me, as always. And if you have any questions, please, again, feel free to reach out either directly or even in the comments section. We can take a look at that, and I'll be sort of monitoring those to see if there's anything that you all need. So thank you again, take care, and we will see you next month.